Hello. Today is so awesome because we get to talk about two favorite things that mean a lot to a lot of different people: art and music. Everyone know about it. Everyone has seen it. We've all kind of danced to it. Personally, I wish I could sing or could play an instrument. I can draw a little. My mother, is she's an artist. So I understand the feeling that you get from drawing, from being able to really display what you see on paper and step back and say, I did that. And let others, get joy from seeing it. So I know that part. So I'm excited to have Heather here. Sam and I both had the opportunity to meet Heather at another community function. And I think we just kind of stopped her and was like, come on, tell us more, tell us more. So we're excited to bring her and to introduce her to you all today. So, Heather, tell us a little bit about you to get started.
Okay. So I am not the founder of En route Academy of the Arts, but I am the current owner. My sister was actually the founder, and we grew up in a musical family. Uh, Me and all my brothers and sisters were trained from an early age in piano, and then some of them added different instruments, and I focused on singing as my other thing. Um, and we used that in the church in
Mhm.
ministry, like once we got into youth group work, serving on the worship team, and then in the adult worship team and all that, and then studied music in college. So it's a lot about our backgrounds. What I mean is, sorry.
Mhm.
Um, it's my background, definitely is in this, and it's a passion of mine for sure. But then I would say on the other side is just like a heart for children and teaching, because I found that in serving in children's ministries at church, I loved just pouring into the kids and seeing when they understood a new
Mhm.
concept or they were excited about something. I loved bringing life to them in teaching, and then so combining music with teaching has been a blessing that I really didn't think I was gonna like when I was
Mhm.
younger, and then just kind of realized how much I really loved teaching and loved music and putting it together. It's been a blessing to be able to pour into the to kids and adults, really, with music. That's my thing.
That's awesome.
My sister, when she started the school, also was an artist. So that's where the art
Oh, wow.
side of
Okay.
En route Academy of the Arts comes from, is from her. I don't do that part.
So, what have you seen that, or what's the reason even your sister and as you all as a family and as a heart wanted to bring this to children?
Well, there's a lot of benefits, of course,
Hmm.
for what it does for people in general. Just the human nature
Yeah.
of needing to express ourselves. But I would say part of it, I kind of mentioned just seeing. I love seeing the light bulb come on with like, oh, I learned something new, or wow, I'm actually good at this. But
Mhm.
I think that my sister also she's very talented as well in bringing this to children, and I just feel like both of us really enjoyed seeing children grow more confident, but then also being able to express yourself in a musical or artistic way is also a stress reliever.
Right.
And so
Oh,
there
yes.
are some children that kind of break my heart when they come in for their lessons. Like I can tell they're coming from a tough background or maybe had a hard day.
Mm.
I sometimes I have concerns about what they're going through, and I'm not always able to ask them in the
Hmm.
moment, or
Right.
they maybe don't want to share, and that's fine. But when we can focus on the music and then or the art,
All
for
right.
the art teachers, obviously not me, um, then as they grow in that skill, I know that they're going to be able to just break out in song if they
Mhm.
need to, like just get something out. They can feel good about how they sound and feel confident, that they knowing that they have a skill too is a real confidence builder and building up that self-esteem if someone else has maybe torn it down.
Mhm.
Our job being to encourage and lift up.
Right.
I feel like that just seeing watching children grow in that,
Mm-hmm.
And I do keep saying children because I know that's who we're talking to, but
Right.
adults even as well
Mm-hmm.
just really benefit from this too. And just it's not just a skill, but the self-esteem building is
Right.
really important, I think, and it brings joy to my heart to
Mm-hmm.
see that happen, you know. Right.
So I can definitely see how therapeutic it can be.
Right.
How young do you all start assisting children in actually bringing out those feelings through this artistic or musical talent?
Well, we can start lessons as young as age 4, depending on the instrument. Not
Okay.
every like piano, for sure. Singing, we can if they are already
Mm-hmm.
confident in being willing to sing in front of their
People.
teacher, at
Okay.
least, because we have had some 4-year-olds that just won't sing in front of their teacher. Maybe that's a little early for them. So we do a little evaluation first.
Okay.
If they're willing to sing in front of, one person, their teacher, then they can have lessons.
Mhm.
Um, but and then some of the other instruments we do start later, like 7 or 8 for guitar and drums, um, middle school for flute. But I would say when your question is asking more about like not when do they start lessons, but
Mhm.
when do they start experiencing how to express
Right.
themselves? And that it depends on the child. So the
Okay.
earlier you start, the better.
Okay.
And then as you're working through all the basics of what they need to know and understand, and some of it is drills and,
Hmm.
not the fun stuff, but the stuff that develops the skill, right? Once they get through all of that musically, then we can tell when they're ready. We start to bring in some music that's outside of just your standard methods and curriculum and begin to show them how to improvise and work with the chords and begin to even write their own songs.
Oh, wow.
Songwriting is something that, while it's not my forte, we have had teachers that can teach it at En route
Hmm.
Academy.
Right.
And so the youngest songwriting student we had was 9 or 10, I think.
Okay.
But again, we have to evaluate and make sure that they're
They're ready
ready,
for it.
that they understand
Hmm.
what they're doing. Um, but also, we have this program for the toddlers and preschoolers, which is called Music Garden. And with that one, there's a lot of poetry involved. And that's, some of it's for developing their vocabulary and their milestones,
Hmm.
but also to kind of get them used to rhythm and rhyming so that they can songwrite later. And those are the mommy and me style classes, not the private lessons.
Okay.
But that's really young to start, we're not teaching them to express themselves yet, but we're
Hmm.
giving them the tools that
In order to express
when they're
themselves.
older, they
Yes.
can begin to express what they're feeling inside. Yeah.
Right. And it's building confidence.
Right.
That's what it is, building confidence, and all children need that. And I hear a lot that's going on in the academy. And when I think of just hear the word academy or said, I'm thinking like, whoa, this is a place with all these classes and different things going on. And as you spoke, I heard that because it sounded like you have some, I mean, me classes, sounds like you have one-on-one classes and then maybe some group classes.
Yes, to the mommy and me classes
Okay.
for the younger children. So, starting at 18 months old,
Okay.
we are licensed with Music Garden, which is like this world-renowned curriculum that is offered throughout the world.
Okay.
But you have to go through a certification process and become licensed.
Right.
So we are trained in that for ages 18 months old through ages 5.5 pre-K. And so we'll try to split them into like the toddler class and the
Mm-hmm.
preschool class. Toddlers having more of like teaching steady rhythm, and
Mm-hmm.
they have little instruments that they use, and the parents will kind of tap on their shoulders or help the children tap on their legs and start to get that
Okay.
steady beat. We're singing songs from around the world, so they're getting some culture in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then poetry, like I said, and there's some focused listening skills, some gross motor skills, and fine motor skills. So
Okay.
things that are strategic to children's development,
Mm-hmm.
in addition
That's
to
good.
just music. So music and movement paired together to try and meet those milestones and give
Right.
them a foundation. Then the preschool ones is where we start to explore imagination, which is important for storytelling and songwriting.
Mhm.
So they've got stories that we will go through with them and act out.
Hmm.
And then we have the
Yeah.
music side too. And it pairs together for
Okay.
songwriting later on, right? Um, that prepares them for going into private lessons. So once they get
Okay.
older, they go straight into our private lessons of like one-on-one, like you were saying,
Hmm.
which that's more custom tailored to each student, how quickly they can learn.
Right.
If we need to slow down, we can slow down. You know,
Hmm.
if they're getting stressed out, we will slow down.
Are these like once
You
a
know,
week or does
yes.
it vary?
The 45-minute classes for Music Garden are once a week,
Okay.
and then the private lessons are 30 minutes once a week. And then the students go home and practice
Hmm.
their instrument, whether that's guitar, piano, drums, um, or singing is an instrument. Our
Okay.
voice is an instrument. and and then for the art side of things,
Hmm.
it's set up the same way. We don't have like a toddler preschool for art right now, but the ages 5 and up can start with drawing.
Okay.
They will study, like they can choose realistic drawing,
Hmm.
cartooning. That's the drawing side where they'll pick like what they're going to focus on for a semester at a time. And then there's also acrylic painting, watercolor, digital art. And for digital art, that is where they would bring in an iPad or whatever device that they have at home.
Okay.
It could be a tablet or whatever. They bring that in with art software already downloaded on it, and they get to learn how to use the software and then how to apply their artistic skill or knowledge to that. We don't start that until later, so that like age 12 and up, so
Okay.
that hopefully they have already been developing the skills with their hands of like the fine studio art,
Hmm.
on paper with pencil and paper before switching over and turning it digital. But digital is the way it's going. So
Oh, yes.
we are, the part of the name of the school being En route or En route Academy of the Arts is like, where are we headed with this? What do you want to do with this long term? Is this something
I
you could
like
see
that.
yourself doing as a career? If not, is it just a way that you want to express yourself?
Hmm.
And so we'll work with the students, and they may not know when they're young, but we're
Okay.
talking about it and bringing it up and
Hmm.
saying, hey, you're really good at this. You could maybe do something with it. Do you think you want to? So with digital art specifically, they could use that for book illustration and making money someday as a career. They can also go into animation someday, the more that they develop that. So it's important. I think that's an important part of the art world as well,
Mm.
not just painting and drawing and, watercolor.
It is in the world we live in. So I love that you all say en route,
Yeah,
because it is. We have to drive down the road that we're going to,
right,
to get us to that destination. And anime is a big part of that right
right,
now. So anything, digital going into that, even that cartoonish, realish merge
yeah.
is very important today, or very popular, as we can say.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and you said something about group classes
Yes.
earlier.
All right.
So the group classes is something we can do in a minimal way,
Okay.
meaning that because we are a specialty school and our goal is to help each student thrive and really develop
Hmm.
their skill, that one-on-one
It's good.
attention is what helps that. They learn a lot faster and quicker than
Right.
in a larger group setting, with really wide age range where the
Hmm.
teacher kind of has to like meet the needs of everybody. It's more like we can customize it better.
Hmm.
But in art, we can put two students together at a time,
Okay.
if they're close in age or both
Hmm.
adults. And then so it could be two kids that are like no more than 2 years apart, or if they're both adults and around the same experience level.
Okay.
Then we just extend the time to 45 minutes so the teacher can help both students.
Hmm.
I would say that you lose some of the customization still, even with that. Like the teacher's going to probably say, this is what we're drawing today, versus what do you specifically want to do and where do you want to go?
Okay.
But it does provide some fun if there's like
Right.
siblings that want to
And
paint together
if
or
you're a beginner and you
yeah,
really don't know what you like or what you want to do, more
Yeah.
that structure type,
Right.
even in a small, close vicinity, or just the two of them, it'll
Yeah.
still give them some feeling like they're one on one, but not alone.
Right.
Mm.
And we've got cousins or siblings or friends
Hmm.
that
Right.
want to take together. So it works. But then one might start to advance past the
Right.
other. And that's when
That's
we
when
would
they
say, all
kind of
right,
do it.
let's go ahead
Yeah.
and
Yes.
declare. And then in the summer we offer the art camps, which is where the
Okay.
the discount is for the foster care children currently, but we are wanting to offer this discount for foster children also in the other semesters, like the private lessons and all that.
Okay.
But the summer camps is where we do 4 students at a time for art.
Okay.
And we would like to offer music camps at the time with the space we have. We're a little bit limited on that. But so that's
Okay.
like future down the road.
Well, we love the word discounts.
Yeah.
So let's go back to that. We
Okay.
love discounts. So is this a 15% discount, 10% discount?
Um,
Kind of how does a discount work? And in addition to that, answer for me, are these just evening classes or is it day as well? Because we do have some homeschoolers
yes.
that we deal with. So we're always looking for things to do during the day.
Right.
And then there's some just toddler groups that's out there as well that parents look for. Okay, school is in. What can I do to keep them active, especially when you're talking about the cognitive skills
Right.
that you all bring out and assist in? So,
Yeah.
talk to us about those two things.
Well, currently we
Hmm.
are able to do this in a way that I feel really blesses the families
Okay.
with scheduling. We ask everybody to let us know when they're signing up for a new semester, what are the days and times they can do.
Oh, good.
Then we build a brand new schedule every semester around them, trying to make sure that everybody gets a spot that works for them.
That's it.
It doesn't always work out perfectly, but we do our very best, and
To
usually
get
we
close.
can find a spot that fits what everybody's needing. And we teachers would be trying then to, like, plan our schedule around that, and then
Mhm.
that's what it will be for the rest of the semester,
Okay.
and we'll start new at the next semester. That's the same for the music garden classes. If a majority of them are needing evenings after work, that's
Hmm.
probably the direction the class will go, but we're trying to make sure everybody gets a spot in a
Okay.
class. So when it comes to offering times for homeschoolers, yes. If we have a good chunk of homeschoolers who need morning, we'll start early in the morning. If it we just have a few, say on Tuesdays, only a
Hmm.
few can do Tuesday,
Right.
we'll put them in the early to mid afternoon, right before, like, leading up into the ones coming after
Okay.
school. But we do have plenty of homeschool students, and
Okay.
love to accommodate that. Okay, so yes, for the discounts, it's 10% off per foster care child.
Okay.
So we ask for the documents, saying this child is currently in the system in foster care. And
Yes.
then we want to be supporting those families. So 10% off tuition, and then 10% off the camp fee if you're signing up for art camp. Um, that's what it is. And we just want to make
Awesome.
sure, I think, because in my heart, those children mean a lot to me. I'm not currently a foster parent, but my parents did that, and I've seen it in work, and my heart is definitely there, and that's why we chose to do that.
Awesome, and that's great to hear. And that's just the heart of Ellis County. Our county offer a lot for our foster children, for our adopted children, for our kinship children, for children that's just in hard places. Okay, and that's what a community should be, and that's why we're so proud to be part of such a community. So thank you for offering that in our community. Thank you for offering the art and the music. Anything else you would like to share with our parents who are listening today?
Just that every teacher here, including myself, we absolutely love every child that comes through. It doesn't matter if they're a little bit difficult. Sometimes if they have a little bit of attitude, sometimes we can work with that. We can try to bring out the best in them and be encouraging in the lessons. um, there is some commitment, like on the music side of
Right.
things, where the parents have to make sure that the kids are practicing at home, and that can start to
Mm-hmm.
become a drag sometimes. So we provide a reward system. If you want to use it, you can, but anything to try and bring joy to the children in the music, so that one day when they're freely able to express themselves, or in arts to freely be able to put their pain on the page or their
Mm-hmm.
joy on the page and of how they're feeling, possibly make money
Right.
eventually as a career, anything like that, that they will feel confident, that they will feel like their teacher believed in them, um, that they'll have fond memories of their lessons.
Right.
That's like a big goal. And I just want to say, like, especially if any adopted or foster children are coming through, that we just want to be a blessing to those families and provide this extracurricular activity, but that's not just, an activity, but something
Right.
that can be really meaningful and deep
Mm-hmm.
for them. So,
And that they can just show who they are, their person, let their personalities come out,
yeah,
let, and groom into the person that God has intended and made them to be.
right,
So that's the good thing about art. That's the good thing about music. It comes from within, inside out. So it has to be within you and then it comes out. And
right.
you all seem like you do a good job in fostering those feelings out of them so they can express themselves. And that's what life is about, for all of us to be able to express ourselves in the best way possible so others can understand us. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for offering this opportunity to our community, to the children we serve, so that they can get to know themselves and become better people as well. So thank you. And thank you, Sam, for joining us once
Yeah.
again.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.